Welcome to the Maria Liberati Show, where food meets art, travel, and life. So, what does food mean to you? Imagine this. It's the night of January 5th in Italy. The Christmas lights are still glowing. The air is cold and sweet with the smell of panettone, and children are rushing to hang their stockings. Not for Santa Claus, but for someone far older, far wiser, and just a little bit magical. She's La Befana, Italy's beloved Christmas witch. Not the cackling, spooky kind. Think more of a grandmother who's been flying around on a broomstick for centuries, delivering gifts, sweeping away the old year, and reminding everyone that kindness is rewarded and mischief, well, that earned you a lump of coal. Today, I'm diving a little bit into the legend, the mystery, and the enduring charm of La Befana, an ancient figure who still captures the hearts of millions, from her tangled origins in pagan and Christian traditions to her role as the final spark of Italy's holiday season. La Befana is more than folklore. She's a symbol of renewal, generosity, and the magic that lingers long after Christmas Day. So grab your broomstick or your stocking and let's explore the story of Italy's most enchanting winter visitor. So La Befana is always on January 6th. La Befana is a witch-like old woman who delivers gifts to children across Italy on the night of January 5th, Epiphany Eve. She fills stockings with sweets and small gifts for good children, and coal traditionally is a black sugar candy for those who misbehaved. Scholars note that La Befana's origins are unclear and possibly pre-Christian, blending pagan and Christian traditions. The name Befana is evolved from the word Epiphania, which means epiphany, showing how deeply tied she is to the holiday, marking the visit of the Magi. According to the most popular tale, the three wise men stopped at her home on their way to visit the baby Jesus. She was too busy cleaning to join them, but later regretted it and set out to find them, bringing gifts for every child she met, hoping one might be the Christ child. Despite modern life, Italians remain deeply attached to La Befana, especially in cities like Milan, where tradition and modernity overlap. Children hang stockings by fireplaces, door handles, or beds, waiting for her nighttime visit. La Befana's arrival on January 6th marks the official end of the Italian holiday season, sweeping away the old year with her broom and symbolizing renewal. And stay with me, for my interview guest today is Jack Bialik, who wrote a book about forgotten information and forgotten recipes. We're going to learn about forgotten foods and dishes that are from the past that, some may be making a comeback. So it's very interesting. So stay with me. And my special guest today is Jack Bialik. He is an author, a technologist, a thought leader, speaker, and his latest book is called Lost in Time. I think there's a little bit of a longer title to it, which you can tell us about, but it brings out some very interesting points about things that were lost in time, right?
Yeah, that's right. So the book is Lost in Time, Our Forgotten and Vanishing Knowledge. So the
Uh-huh.
book is really about the knowledge we've lost, forgotten, and destroyed.
Right.
And how can you write about knowledge that's been lost, forgotten, and destroyed?
Exactly. Exactly. I know in the notes, your talking points, you had something about different recipes, also different foods that were kind of lost in time.
Yeah, that's true. It was really interesting. I did a little bit of research in this area. And
Uh-huh.
there's a number of things that we've lost but refound.
Right.
One example is a Sumerian beer.
Okay.
They made beer. This is a recipe was found that's
Uh-huh.
3,800 years old.
Wow.
And it was on a cuneiform tablet called
Uh-huh.
the Hymn to Ninsaki.
Uh-huh.
And Ninsaki was a brewing goddess.
Uh-huh.
And that tablet contained the oldest known beer recipe,
Oh,
which
wow.
was malted barley, bread loaves fermented in a mash with date
Uh-huh.
herbs.
Uh-huh.
And it disappeared. That
Uh-huh.
recipe disappeared. We didn't know about it
Oh.
until the 1900s.
Oh,
And
wow.
Yeah, and a Syriologist translated the hymn
Uh-huh.
in the 1900s. And
Uh-huh.
um, in 1989, Anchor Brewing out of San Francisco collaborated with the University of Chicago to
Uh-huh.
create the beer. And they used ceramic vessels and
Uh-huh.
wild fermentation.
Huh.
So you can find it. I think they still sell it called Ninsaki beer.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
So they've rediscovered that. And then I did see, is this correct? I thought I saw, and I was really surprised because I don't think many people know about this, about is it called garum?
Yeah. Garum is another Roman fermented fish sauce.
Yes. And it's actually very good. And the way I discovered it, so I did a TV series for PBS on the Amalfi. We filmed an episode on the Amalfi Coast, and there is a town, I forget which town it was on the Amalfi Coast, that specifically it's in their tradition to make this garum, and each family has their own recipe, right? And they actually sell it there. It's actually quite good. I can remember eating in the restaurants there, and they would put it on different soups or, like a risotto or something. It was quite good. I ended up getting some and taking some home with me.
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting because I think it's sold by, there's multiple manufacturers that make it and you can buy it today, right?
Yes, yes, you can buy it now. You can buy it now. And but it's interesting because each family, I understand, has like their own type of recipe. And it's like a family tradition to make this garum a certain time of the year and who uses certain types of fish and so much salt and all kinds of different things to make their own type of garum. So it's very, very interesting. But yeah, that's something that I guess was brought back also. And like I said, I was surprised because I learned about it there, and I haven't really heard much about it here. But I know I actually do know of some chefs, a few that do use that. So yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Spain, Denmark, they both have manufacturing facilities to make
Oh,
it.
do they really? Wow. Oh, wow. So anything else? Any other foods?
Well, there's been several foods. The one that kind of interests me the most is
Uh-huh.
sourdough bread.
Ah,
My daughter-in-law is really loves making her bread, and
uh-huh.
it's really quite tasty.
Right.
But any rate, we saw, wall paintings in Egypt showed
Uh-huh.
them fermenting bread dough. It's like
Uh-huh.
1,000 years ago. But the cultures were lost that, that the bread was made from.
Uh-huh.
However, in 1920 or in 2020, a team that was led by a game designer
Oh my
who
goodness.
turned amateur Egyptologist. His name is Seamus Blackley. He
Yes.
worked with microbiologists to extract dormant yeast
Uh-huh.
uh, from the pores of Old Kingdom bread pots
Oh wow.
in museums.
Uh-huh.
And after a lot of work and careful propagation,
Uh-huh.
they were able to recreate the same culture
Uh-huh.
successfully
Oh
and
wow.
leaven modern bread flour. And they
Uh-huh.
produced loaves with honey and nutty aroma
Oh
that's
my gosh.
distinct from typical sourdough. So different.
Yes, yes. So they were able to bring that back too. Wow. What about any other, because I know you have a lot of interesting facts, any other types of, knowledge or things that were kind of forgotten with time? A
Yeah,
couple, because we don't have a whole lot of time, but yes, I know there's
yeah.
maybe some interesting things.
Yeah. Well, my book touches on many different aspects, of things that we've lost. One of the more interesting ones is cataract surgery. You know,
Uh-huh.
we started doing cataract surgery in modern times in the 1700s.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and back when they started doing cataract surgery, there wasn't any kind of anesthesia.
Yee.
So they would have to tie down the person getting the cataract surgery in a chair
Uh-huh.
because your cornea of your eye is the most
Ah,
sensitive part of your body. It has more nerve
yes.
endings per square inch than any other part. If you get a hair or a piece of dust,
Yes, yes.
you
Very sensitive.
drive
Yes.
you nuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so they started doing that in the 1700s, and eventually they found eye drops that they could.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think they were cocaine eye drops that they
Oh,
used.
my goodness.
But uh,
Yes.
but we have records of a physician in India in
Uh-huh.
800 BC,
Uh-huh.
Struda. He's a very
Uh-huh.
famous physician, and he did cataract surgery.
Uh-huh.
And we even go further back. We have the Ebers Papyrus from
Uh-huh.
Egypt
Uh-huh.
that shows them doing cataract surgery in 2400 BC.
Uh-huh.
So, that kind of a thing shows that we've done things, in ancient times. It's not just recent that we've done.
Yeah. So a lot of things that have been either lost in time or kind of started way back that people don't realize, starting in ancient times, that now, is there anything that you can tell us about that was really kind of lost in time that, we did a long time ago, but nobody's doing anything with something that may be useful?
Um, well, there are a few examples. There's things that have been lost that are just plain lost.
Yes,
You don't
yes,
know. Uh,
yes,
the big elephant in the room is
right.
the Great Pyramid at Egypt,
Yes,
and how those were built. There's
yes.
a lot of conjecture. Nobody really knows. We've got a lot of ideas on how they may have.
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
That's an example of something that was lost, but never
uh-huh.
really refound again. Uh,
Ah,
but we've got other things. Oh, I'll show you. I've got one here. This
yes.
this is an interesting artifact. If you
Uh-huh.
see it, this is a ancient Roman dodecahedron.
Uh-huh.
And dodecahedron, it means it has 12 sides.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a replica. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
have actual ones in museums. They found about
Mm-hmm.
100 of these. They're
Mm-hmm.
from about the year 300.
Mm-hmm.
And um, the interesting thing, these have 12 sides. There's
Uh-huh.
six on the top and
Uh-huh.
six on the bottom.
Uh-huh.
And each side has a little bit different size hole. You can see there's big ones and
Uh-huh.
small ones.
Uh-huh.
And here's the interesting thing about these.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what they're for.
Oh,
We don't
wow.
we don't know why they made them, what they
Uh-huh.
used them for. There's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of conjecture. They think maybe they were used for knitting or for,
Mm-hmm.
different things, but there's no record of what these were used for.
What they were used for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Huh.
there's examples like that where we've just lost it. And,
Exactly.
it doesn't matter. I'm not sure, but, there are examples in time where we lost information that could have been helpful
Uh-huh.
for future generations. And that's
Right.
really the point of the book is that we
Right.
need to be thoughtful about what we do with our knowledge. The one example that there is that's very meaningful, back in 400 BC,
Uh-huh.
the in Peru, they
Uh-huh.
did cranial surgery where they
Uh-huh.
would repair the skull, if they got hit with maybe fighting or maybe
Right.
injury of some type in the
Uh-huh.
skull, they would repair it. And they
Uh-huh.
were 40% effective,
Uh-huh.
successful in their
Uh-huh.
surgery in 400
Uh-huh.
BC. Well, they kept doing it until the year 1400 BC.
Uh-huh.
And in 1400, they were over 90% successful in their surgeries.
Uh-huh.
Well, if we fast forward to the Civil War period,
Uh-huh.
in the Civil War, we did cranial surgery and we were only 50% successful.
Oh, wow.
So if we would have saved that knowledge,
That
if
knowledge.
there would have been a way to capture it and pass it forward,
Yes.
there could have been a way that we would have saved lives in
Oh,
that
yes.
in the
So
region.
how, one thing I want to ask before, because we're almost out of time, but how did you come up with the idea to do this book about like things that were lost in time?
Yeah, it was just interesting. I was watching TV and or reading, I think, and I say, "Oh, wow, you know, ancient Rome in 10 BC, they had a vending machine
Oh,
that would
wow.
dispense holy water at temples. And then
Oh
you
my goodness.
put in a Roman coin and it would dispense holy water. And they had a version of it that would turn it into steam. And then it would go up on an idol's face and it would make
Oh,
the idol look like it was crying.
oh my
And,
goodness.
yeah, and they did this to get money,
Yeah, of course.
get
Oh
more
my gosh.
donations, you know. So, I saw examples like that and I thought, wow, you know, and I saw the thing about cataract surgery and I started doing more and more research. And I said, wow,
Oh,
there is a lot of examples like this.
exactly.
But we are possibly in a position where we could lose our knowledge today if we're not thoughtful about it.
Exactly.
And the other day, I was trying to get some pictures off of a USB drive,
Uh-huh.
and I was looking for an old photo, and I had eight of those little USB drives, and I
Right.
kept trying them in the computer, and two
Uh-huh.
of them didn't even work,
Uh-huh.
dead.
Oh,
And
geez.
we don't think about it. When we save something, we're not
Hmm.
really thinking about, well, a DVD or CD only lasts for
Right.
40 years. The bits
Hmm.
oxidize.
Uh-huh.
Get something on an SSD
Uh-huh.
or a drive. You don't
Hmm.
think about, what should we be doing? Is that important? Should I
Right.
put it maybe in multiple places so I
Right,
can,
right.
or should I print it out, when you
Exactly. Exactly. Oh well. Oh well. Very, very interesting. So, Jack, tell people where we can find the book Lost in Time.
Yeah, you can go to my website, lostintime.world,
Uh-huh.
or, it's on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, of course. You can find
Uh-huh.
it there.
Okay, great. And is there a website for you? Do you have a website?
Lostintime.world. And
Lost in
that goes
Time
world,
lostintime.org. Okay, and we'll
world,
put that.
world.
Oh, okay, and we'll put that on the website for the Marie Liberati show also.
Yeah.
Great. And so the book is released, I'm sure it has been released.
Yep. It was just released last year.
Uh-huh.
And yep, it's available hardback, paperback, and ebook.
Great. Great. Thank you so much. Very, very interesting. Thanks so much and much success with the book. And maybe you'll be following it up with more info
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
more lost info. Yes.
Yeah.
Please keep us posted. Thank you. Thanks for listening to the Maria Liberati Show. And thanks as always to my producer, Britton Roselle, and this week's special guest. And as always, you can find me at marialiberati.com. You can find info on the podcast and some blogs from podcasts at themarialiberattishow.com. You can also find me on Instagram at Maria Liberati, on Facebook at Chef Maria Liberati, on Pinterest at Maria Liberati, on Twitter or X at Maria Liberati, and my Gourmand World Award-winning book series, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking. You can find that anywhere books are sold, but especially on Amazon and Kindle, where you can also find audiobook versions of some of my books. And you can also find the books at the publisher's website, artoflivingprimamedia.com, and Barnes & Noble as well. And don't forget about our YouTube channel, which is The Maria Liberati Show, and you can see some video there of some of our podcasts, but you can also hear the podcast there. And until next week, peace, love, and pasta.